Today's topic is how to keep your thoughts positive all through the day. We are wired with the negative bias. It is inbuilt in our system, in our brain, because most asked on internet how to be more positive or how to keep your thoughts more positive. Well, can I tell you something? I want to bust a myth for you right now. You can't keep your thoughts positive all 24 hours. We are wired with the negative bias. It is inbuilt in our system, in our brain, because our negative bias allows us to focus on the threats and the challenges that may be there in our environment that may be causing us some damage, or maybe there's a potential threat that might come up in future. So knowing that, now you understand that yes, the negative thoughts will come because in today's era we are processing more than 40,000 bits of data every single second. It's an information age, and there is so much happening around us in our environment. And your five senses are consuming everything that's going on in your environment. Now, remember, your brain's primary function is to keep you safe and comfortable. So, what it is going to do is it is going to take most negative information that's available, existing in your environment, so that it can prepare you and protect you and keep you comfortable from any damage. So after knowing that, okay, you're going to get some negative thoughts, now is the time that you understand that how do you increase the frequency of your positive thoughts and how do you maintain them more. But completely being in a space where there is no negative thought is a very very uphill task. And only when you're sitting in Himalayas maybe and not having an interaction with the outside world, it's possible to have only positive thoughts. Okay, so knowing and understanding that, let's begin to understand what happens in our brain to generate some positive thoughts and negative thoughts. Now, on an average, a human being gets more than 60,000 thoughts per day. And only if you look at your thoughts that you had yesterday or today, even while you're watching this, how many do you actually remember? None or hardly a few, right? That's because only 5% of our consciousness or awareness is aware about what thoughts we are getting, or what are the thoughts that you're on conscious awareness you're developing, like thoughts about when you're sitting and thinking about your future vision, thoughts about when you're writing your affirmations, or thought about you are focusing on your goals. Now those are 5% out of 25, out of 24 hours. Most of your thoughts are unconscious or on autopilot, and these are 95%. And that's the reason you don't remember them. And it's okay to not remember your thoughts. Now, how do you understand whether you have more negative thoughts or you have more positive thoughts? Every thought that you think, there is an emotional reaction to it in your body, and this emotional reaction happens from the chemical that are produced in your body. Now you need to, if you have to understand the barometer of your thoughts, whether they're positive or negative, you have to look at how do you feel on day to day basis. So when you wake up in the morning, through the day, before you go to sleep, in 24 hours, what's your chart of, or what's your graph of feeling positive or feeling low or feeling negative? Now, all of this is very important to understand because practically it's impossible to take a note of all your thoughts, right? Now, focusing on the feelings, as much as your thoughts influence your feelings influence your thoughts. It's a two-way process, right? Now focusing on those 60, 70,000 thoughts is very difficult, but understanding how you feel, maybe moment by moment or maybe hourly or by hourly time span, is quite easy, right? So focus more on feelings and feeling more positive than thinking positive. So, first thing first is get that thought out of your mind and know that you want to focus on feeling positive. Only when you're feeling positive are you truly positive. Now, understand that as I said, there are brain circuits that produce thoughts in your mind, which is basically on automation 95%. So there are automatic negative thought circuits and there are automatic positive thought circuits in your brain. Now, automatic negative thought circuits or ants will keep increasing as the circuits are fired. And these circuits get fired with every single thought that you get or every single input that you get from your environment. Now, what happens in your brain is when a thought comes, it fires the neurons in your brain. The moment your neurons are fired, it sends the signal into your body through neuropeptide. Neuropeptide is a chemical that carries that signal into your body, and there is a neuro receiver sitting in your body. So it's like, being in a post service. So your letter has come, the postman has picked up the letter, is now carrying the letter to the address that is written on the letter, and then the person is receiving the letter. So it's a whole process that happens from your brain to your body. Now when that is happening, the more this frequency of these thoughts or more the frequency of firing these circuits happen, the more your circuits become stronger and stronger, creating the neuro pathways. And the stronger this circuitry, the more it is on autopilot. So that's the reason controlling thoughts is very difficult, or making them positive is very difficult. Rather, when you disconnect this circuitry and start focusing on feeling positive, you're actually creating a different channel or creating a neurogenesis in your brain, where you can also start increasing the new neural activities or new synaptic connections to form new and different circuits. So, if you want to break the cycle of thinking negative and thinking more positive, you want to focus on your chemicals of the body that are released. I hope so far it's so good, right? Now, what happens is our thoughts are mostly automated because most of them come from our childhood conditioning and our beliefs that are formed at a very young age. Whatever subjective or objective experiences you have had. What is a subjective experience? A subjective experience would be going through an experience yourself, but an objective experience would be something that you heard from your parents or grandparents or teachers, or it also could be possibly watching a movie. Either ways, your sensory input is giving your brain all the information that's available, right? So when your five senses are picking up the information from your environment, you got to focus on your environment to change your thoughts. This is the best possible way you can come up with to improve the quality of your thoughts or make them automatic positive thoughts and emotions, like those apte, right? The circuits to increase. So my sincere suggestion here for all of you is to have a really, look at your environment, and look at what do you need to eliminate from your environment that's not required. Now, what do you need to eliminate from in your environment? Maybe there are some people that are not really contributing in your life, and that you can eliminate, because a lot of times you'll ask me this question that, oh, but what about my family members, what about some people, those who are close to me? Now, of course, I'm not asking you to eliminate all those people. What I'm asking you is the unnecessary inputs that you get, and you can avoid or minimize the connect with these people. You got to check your social media handles. Which people are you following? What are you consuming in terms of news channels, newspapers, etc.? So what do you need to eliminate from your environment? Are there some negative influences in your environment where you're sitting, maybe on your desk or maybe at your home in your bedroom? Do you need to eliminate something that doesn't serve you positively? Because everything that's there in your environment, whether you want it or don't want it, is going inside your brain and firing those circuits. Now, if you want to control the firing of the circuit, you got to give less and less information to your brain. That's your first question. What do you need to eliminate from your environment? The second thing that you need to focus on, what do you need to keep in your environment? People, things, coaches, mentors, some social media platforms that you would like to follow that will add value to your life, podcasts, news channels, YouTube channels. What are you looking forward to add in your life? It's very important to focus on from here on in the next 5 years. If you want to keep your life positive, your thoughts positive, your feelings positive, and overall create a better life for yourself, what things and people would you like to add today to create the ripple effect on your life after 5 years? Your life is a sum total of the decisions that you're making right now. Correct? Your life, what the way it looks like, right? Your life, the way it looks right now, is a reflection of the decisions that you made in the past. And some of these decisions could be a year back, 2 years, or 3 years, or 5 years back, even. So, what are some of the decisions that you want to take today that will impact your life in the future that you are looking forward to? So, what do you need to add in your life? And the third question, see, all of us feel that we want to change everything about your life. No, you don't need to. There are certain things that have helped you in your life so far, and you would like to keep them. Who are those people, those things, those objects, or those social media, radio channels, newspapers channels that are actually adding value to your life, and they are helping you to become a better version of yourself? So, what do you need to eliminate? What do you need to add? And what do you need to keep? Are the questions that I want you to ask yourself to turn your negative circuitries into the positive circuitries. Now, the next step that you need to do here is practicing writing gratitude. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on finding more good things in your life. What are the better things already there, and what more, things that you can add to your life? So when you start writing gratitude, it fires the chemicals in your brain that releases oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and that fires the circuitry of reward mechanism. And the moment the reward circuit fires in your brain automatically starts looking for people, experiences, things that gives you that happy feeling, that free feeling, whatever it is, whatever it means to you to feel positive. Now, your brain cannot function without reward circuits, right? So either you plant those reward circuits or you seed those reward circuits in the garden of your brain, or your brain will find its reward circuits through substance abuse, gambling, or maybe social media, unnecessary consumption of Netflix, and all of those things. So you can actually rewire your brain to look for positive experiences by writing what already exists in your life. And you can automatically activate the part of your brain which is called as reticular activation system. Reticular activation system is a filter, or you can say a bouncer of your brain, or the nightclub of your brain, which actually focuses on attracting the experiences in your life, or which focuses on all your thoughts and only filters out the thoughts that are matching to your beliefs and your current reality. So, you want to train your reticular activation system by writing gratitude to focus on what actually you have in your life, which is positive already. And that's how your bouncer or the filter of your brain will know that now I want to focus on more positive stuff. So, this is the best way to start rewiring your brain. Now, the next step is to work on your limiting beliefs and release it. There is any past trauma or something that you're holding on to, a grudge or a regret, you want to release that, because that is constantly firing the negative circuits in your brain and strengthening the automatic negative thoughts. The next part I would like to do is mirror work. Mirror work is a very, very powerful strategy to change your brain. Mirror work works on neuroplasticity. See, neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire and change its hardware along with its neurological circuits. So, you stand in front of the mirror every single day morning before you start your day, and appreciate and accept yourself. Now, appreciating and accepting yourself does not mean you don't do anything about changing your life. You don't have a I don't care, or I guess care less attitude that something people don't like it, or it is not accepted by the world, I'm going to do it. It is toxic positivity. So you don't want that. You want to accept yourself, you want to appreciate yourself for your efforts, for who you are today, and for who you are becoming. You are a lifelong learner, and for that you need to start taking that action. But before taking that action, accepting yourself for who you are today, understanding the challenges that you faced in the past, appreciating for coming so far in your life is very important before you start changing anything. Mirror work can improve your self talk big time, and self talk is a very big mechanism to rewire your brain. Remember, every thought that you're getting in your life is a question that you have asked yourself. All your automatic thoughts are about the questions that you have asked yourself. So the moment your answers, your self talk is an answer to those questions, right? So moment you start changing your answer to the questions, automatically the questions also start shifting. And the moment the questions in your mind start shifting, remember, you're shifting from automatic negative thoughts to automatic positive thoughts. It starts the beginning of your healing journey. When you do this for yourself every single day, you're actually blessing yourself. Imagine, all of us have a habit of blessing other people. We say, God bless you. How often do you tell yourself, God bless me? Taking your name, stand in front of the mirror and start blessing yourself, because blessing is a very powerful vibration. The next step that I want you to do is start indulging in some fun or humor. Like, my best way of relaxation is watching some sort of a comedy, a tasteful comedy, and that really helps me to relax and to start releasing the neurochemicals that are more positive, because laughter is one of the best ways that neurogenesis takes place in a positive way. So you can start using humor as a way to rewire your brain. Maybe you can start learning how to be more humorous. That's another way. Okay. And the last thing that I want to tell you here is identify the areas of improvement. Now, most of the times you will hear the world talking about focus on your strengths. Of course, you focus on your strength and you strengthen them more. But if you want to truly be in a space of game changing of your life, then my suggestion is also focus on the areas of improvement, because those are the areas that's giving you the cues to start, becoming your better version. I'm not asking you to excelling at everything, but a human brain is capable of excelling at many things at a time. So why not looking at the areas of improvement, especially your internal improvement, your beliefs, your conditioning, the way you feel, the way you think, the way you behave, your habits, your decision making. Are there any skills that you need to learn, like speaking in public, or maybe communication styles, or maybe the way you dress up, the way maybe you show up? All of things are very important, and the most critical aspect of learning new things is it rewires your brain. Actually, you can see a new, your brain going through neurogenesis, forming new synaptic connections. See, when you're a child, all the children have sharp minds because they are learning all the time. When we grow up, we stop learning, and that's where our beginning of feeling stagnated or maybe stuck starts. So when you start relearning, automatically your brain gets activated like a child, and you will start experiencing elevated energy levels, great vibrations, feeling good about yourself, not feeling stuck anymore, because you know that you're taking a different action for yourself. Learning something new is a great way to improve your positive feelings, as it releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin.